What up? How's it going? So, we got Jimmy attempting to work some things out. You got Kim also attempted to work some things out in an interesting way. She tried to get her some cases. And I like that the judge pointed out that that's not something that's unusual. Plenty of lawyers get lost on their way. They're like, yo, I'm doing all this, but am I really making a difference? And they try to look for the big case, right? And he's like, yeah, that's from TV. She's like, but this is TV. Nah. And then you have Mike, who called out a dude, and that was just interesting to witness. I really like that. Let's see. What else is there? Yeah, right now they're at a moment where they're just straight up exploring where things are going, right? It's the middle of the season, and I'm assuming this is going to be like at that midpoint, so some big shit is probably going to happen in this episode. Let's go ahead and get this one started. That's what he took with him.
Do me a favor. Take those with you. Drop them off at least 5 miles from here in separate dumpsters.
Money. Money.
Oh, right.
Money.
Fine. Okay, and where are you going to be November 12th at 3 p.m.?
I'll be there, but if it doesn't ring at 3 on the dot, I'm gone.
Don't worry. It's going to ring. Quite a ride, huh?
Bring it in before we leave each other forever. Bring it in. She was like, let me get them bags.
These guys don't fool around, and they will clean your bones faster than a school of piranhas. I'll tell you what I do. I practice something we call information hygiene. Can't be traced, can't be tracked. That'll keep you clean as a whistle, especially if you use it only once per. You know, that's kind of key.
Once per what?
Once per week, once per day.
Man,
once
getting
per
them
call.
them burner phones
Depends
off.
on the nature of your situation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
What?
Well, this was spoken for. My supply is very short. Well, people are gobbling these up like Tic Tacs.
He a beast.
Yes.
Keep the phone close by, and I'll call you in about 20 minutes and talk you through the rest of it. Okay?
I understand. Yes.
You're doing some big shit over here.
You need to relieve yourself?
No. Where are you?
You sure? Because if you do, I suggest you do it now. Close the trunk, place your luggage next to you, and put the hood on. That clear?
You want me to stand here with the hood on my head?
Those are the rules.
So, where exactly?
The entrance will be back there. You need to stay within the footprint of the building. You can do it?
Absolutely.
How long will it take?
I want to say 7 months, but I think I could do it in 6.
Watch him say
Even
weeks.
with blasting.
Oh, okay.
The geologist's report was very thorough. With the right equipment, modern methods, blasting will be quite unnecessary. Assuming your employer is willing to meet my price.
Price isn't an issue. 56 feet down with no blasting, working nights only. You're saying 7 months max.
My men and I dug a tunnel under the border into downtown El Paso, 3/4 of a kilometer long. Undetected. That took us 17 weeks. If I can do that, I can certainly
This
do
is
it.
fire to see how this is all coming together.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought. Thank you for your time.
Pardon.
Well, why they turn him down? With a ticket in his pocket. Oh, that man just talked. He talked about another tunnel that he dug. That man was like, he's sitting here bragging about some other work that he did. We need you to keep this quiet than a motherfucker.
Not guilty? You can't be serious. On what planet would you take this to trial?
You should work with me on this one.
Kid threw a cinder block through a jewelry store window, and I have a witness.
The arresting officers took the first part of my guy's statement before he was Mirandized. They collected evidence based on that interview.
Oh, get
And you
him.
knew all about it.
Get him.
That's irrelevant. Why would you even?
Mm-hmm.
Your guy did it.
Who gives a
Bill,
fuck?
You don't want me to bring this up with the judge. Not only will your case be DOA, but she will rip you a new one.
10 months jail.
6 months probation. Time served. This kid needs a chance to turn his life around. Not rot in prison and join a gang.
Are you joking? We started at 18 months jail.
Up to you.
Yeah, let's go, Kim.
8 months jail.
4 months probation.
But what happened to 6?
You're annoying me.
6 months jail time, 1 year probation. I can't make 4 months fly. It's impossible. Completely impossible. You don't have time for this.
Bill, I only have one other client, and it's a bank. I have all the time in the world.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Lippitz.
CR
Fine.
2003
4 months.
114
4 months
721,
probation.
State versus David Estrada.
Yes.
Good morning.
She on his head.
Please be seated.
He did not want that on the record. Him getting chewed out. You gonna say thank you?
I'm gonna have a probation officer on my ass for 4 months.
Today, after you leave here, you will go straight to your grandfather's restaurant and you will beg him for a job. You will show up on time. You will smile. You will say please and thank you. You will keep your nose clean. You understand? Because if you don't, you will go to jail.
Can you work with the TV on?
I have tremendous powers of concentration. Go ahead. It's fine.
Because it's one thing. We're sitting down, you know. Now she's over there doing what he loves and wants to do also. Lawyer work. Not specifically that lawyer work, but lawyer work, period. Now, how's he going to utilize them?
We got phones.
Private phones.
Beat it, narc.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
come
look
on, would a
narkish
narc
than a
drive this piece of
motherfucker.
shit?
Yeah, you would.
Take it back to impound, narc.
Yeah, when he wrote that on the storefront last episode, I'm like, yeah, this goes with the whole Saul thing. And then for them to show that openings, the cold open or whatever, and show him like popping the phone, and then later when the guy comes in, he pops the phone. You knew that was like a big part of his thing. Oh shit. Let's see how you do it.
Did you get that ink in Las Lunas?
Las Cruces.
Okay.
Off by 1.
Yeah, that was my second guess.
And you've been inside.
No, I haven't had the honor, but I used to be a lawyer. And one thing I learned from working with my clients in the New Mexico correction system is that private conversations are few and far between. The man is always listening on those landlines. So, word to the wise, if you want to talk to your friends on the inside, there is a simple solution.
Yeah?
They all look like they just whoop ass for a
Listen,
living. Like
baby.
nothing else. They don't do nothing else. They
It's
just
the
whoop
most
ass.
compact model on the market. It can be hidden in any number of places. And if you buy it from me with cash, it's completely untraceable.
How much?
I hope don't nobody rob him though, man, because he out and about, you know what I mean?
Sorry, guys, you had your chance. I'm all sold out.
Give me your money.
I'm a narc, remember?
Oh, we saw you got cash.
Hey!
Motherfucker look like a New Moon villain and he talking shit.
Get it. Go, go, go.
Whole shit. Those three were lame, period. Yeah, I could tell by having them say the word narc. You could tell they was lame. You could tell they're trying to be something.
What happened?
I got mugged.
Look at us.
Or like a Matthew Brady photo.
Yeah, I think you'd need a cannon to really sell that. Did you call the police?
Nah, what's the point? Anyway, I don't feel like spending the rest of the night downtown looking at mug shots of kids with stringy hair. Back in the day, I would have spotted those low-rent little skeeves
That
from
is
a
true.
mile away, and they would have known not to.
They were
move.
lame as hell too. I hate them
How would they have
kids.
known that?
Because back then, I guess I was one of them.
Well, those days are over.
Yeah. You know what? I think tomorrow I might call that shrink.
I can't. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry, Miss Wexler, but I can't go to jail.
The judge is going to issue a bench warrant. And then jail is a done deal. Denise, you can do this. It's your first offense. It was under 2 ounces. Trust me, I'm good at this. Hi, Paige.
Kim, we've got a huge problem. There's a major error in the branch paperwork that went out to Denver and Flagstaff. It has to be fixed ASAP.
Unfortunately, I'm right in the middle of something, but I can be there at 4.
I need you now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know what to tell you, Paige. Not right now.
But Kim, this is
I'm sorry. Paige, I'm so sorry. Let's get this fixed right now.
It's fixed. I had to pull everyone on the floor to retype and proof the submission because we didn't have the files, and your paralegal didn't know where they were.
I'd really like to apologize to Kevin personally as well if he's available.
He's not. I need to know your head is in this. You made us a promise that Mesa Verde would be your sole focus. When we need you, we need you.
I'm really sorry, Paige. It'll never happen again.
I hope not.
Now we gonna try it with somebody else.
Over there?
Over there.
He doing it old school to the motherfucker.
Wie soll das denn gehen? Oh, das geht nicht. Wir können es versuchen.
Before I can begin excavation, I must support the existing structure.
To avoid a cave-in. So, I must construct secant walls of CFA piles, working completely underground. I will need to move perhaps 1,700 cubic meters of dirt. That means trucking out about 200 loads. And all this in complete secrecy. A project like this, many things can go wrong. Dangerous, difficult, and very expensive. Not quite impossible.
Gustavo Fring, es freut mich, Ihre Bekanntschaft zu machen.
Werner Ziegler.
Yeah, so yeah, it's making more and more sense why that first guy was a dud. Because this guy...
Supposed to be in court in about 25 minutes.
Big case?
Not particularly. You ever have insomnia?
Not really.
Wouldn't wish it on the worst enemy.
What's eating you?
Jimmy, I think I've shared enough. More than enough.
I actually have the number of a shrink. I got it for a client, and it's supposed to be great. I think got it right here, actually.
Thanks. I've already seen someone.
Really?
Twice a week.
Is he any good?
Yes.
All right, Jimmy.
Are you associating with any known criminals?
No.
All right. Have you thought about what you're going to do once your PPD is up?
I have some plans. I'm going to keep my job at the cell phone store, and in 9 months and 24 days, I will get my law license back. My partner and I will get a new office. It'll be like it was, but bigger and better. Everything will be better. I'm gonna have more clients. I'm gonna win more cases. I'm gonna be a damn good lawyer, and people are gonna know about it.
Okay. So, lawyer.
Brother man was like, all right.
Yeah.
Anybody ask you all that?
Lawyer.
That's fucked up, man. First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I have a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. If you'd like to, check it out. So, that last part where Jimmy is asked, have you thought about what you're going to do once PPD is done? And my man says, I'm going to come here every second Monday, like clockwork. I'm going to go to my job and do what I got to do until I'm able to get my law license. So I get my law license back. Me and my partner, we going to go and get a building. He said bigger and better. And then he goes, and I'm going to win more cases, and I'm going to do it. He starts going on. And what it seems is if when he saw Howard, it finally hit him that things might not get better. Right? Because there's one thing you can say about Howard is he was steady. You see how like kind of shocking it was for Jimmy? And Jimmy knows the reason why Howard's feeling that way. He knows. It's sort of this thing of, oh, shit. Because we know Jimmy, externally he's not showing it, but internally he knows where his head is at. So when he sees how Howard is, he's like, oh, wait a minute. Things may not go as planned. And not just that. You see how he said all that? Look at what Kim is doing. Like, Kim is different. Kim is off doing her own thing. Things are not going to be the same by the time PPD is done. Right? Like, by the time he's able to get his law license, things will have changed. And it seemed to have hit him in that moment. Another cool parts. We're seeing backgrounds on smaller things and bigger things. And as I said, I talked about last episode, to see him talk about the privacy with the cell phones and shit. And then we always see him with the drawer cell phones, and he always got a cell phone on deck for somebody. And in this episode, my man was selling off burners and he made money. And for them punk ass kids, them kids were so lame to me. Like, that was like whack in every way. Just who they were, how they were. And then for them to rob them when they not even like that. They just got him because he was out and about and alone. Like, they some hoes, right? Like, look at them. Like, and the reason I'm so offended by that for Jimmy is Jimmy was just around the wolves. Right? Like, it was like he was on the Serengeti, and you know, the elephants came walking through, or you know, a lion pride or a pack of hyenas, and you know, things start rustling and motherfuckers start running off. That's how it was when that motorcycle club pulled up, right? And he stood tall and went and sold them. Like, he got in his car, talked himself up, and was like, fuck that. Went out there, sold it to him. And I'm offended that these little punk motherfuckers, that's the one. Look who he was selling shit to. He was selling the Fiends and all types of motherfuckers. And these the ones who got him, these lames. Fuck them. I hope we see them again and he get them back. We're never going to see them again. Then, of course, the whole Gus, Mike, situation. It was cool early on when we saw Gail, right? And it was like this whole thing of, hold tight. I may need to use you in the future, right? And so that was cool. And then the moment of, what's going on here? You see a guy, like they draw it out because you're like, what's going on here? And by the time they're inside the spot, you're like, oh shit. So my man pulls out the computer, he pulls out the laser measure or whatever, and he's doing everything. So it looks, when you first initially see him, oh, dude's mad professional, right? And then he starts talking, but he not giving no details. And this is what's fire about the second guy, is because once we see the second guy in relation to the first, once we see the second guy, right? You put that first guy in relation to the second one, and you're sitting there like, oh, it's clear as day why they couldn't. He wasn't spitting no facts. He was talking as if, oh, nah, this will be easy. He didn't have no plan. He bragged about a job he did before, right? Which in Gus' line of work, obviously, they don't want no shit like that. Then the motherfucker is, he just inept, it seems, right? Like he was talking about just doing the shit and just doing it. All right, we just digging and get. Then they brought a guy, we see him, right? And the first time we see him almost in a negative light, right? My man's about to vomit. He's all sweaty. He's complaining about the Dramamine not working, and he has to get his bearings and all that shit, right? The other guy, he seemed good, professional, right? But then this guy, he goes in his briefcase. He pulls out a notebook with a pen, old looking notebook too. He goes around and he's counting steps. He has an actual tape measurer. He's doing this manually. He's writing things down. He's drawing designs by hand in his book. And he's keeping it real. He can go on and on and on about that job. That's a professional. That's a guy who's going into details, right? Like, think about that last guy. That last guy was just talking about digging and all that. My man was like, yeah, I got to go up underneath there. I got to put these stacks, right, as I do it. And then he was like, and then I got to lay some beams that go to support the floor. Like, he's laying down all this shit that is like, oh, okay, there we go. This is the difference between a professional and what looks like a guy who he can dig a hole, right? And my man, another dope part is that other guy, everything was all positive. Yeah, no, we can do this. Yeah, got. Meanwhile, this guy, he was listing off all the bad shit first. Oh man, that's not optimal. It's a town over there. Oh, we got to keep this quiet. Oh, he's listing off all the negative shit. And I like that they show that, because that's such a major place. And we can remember the look on Walt's face when he sees the place, right? So in our mind, we're looking, and so this is a very major deal. And then we can remember how, like for instance, how Hank pieced it together by the like air purification system or whatever. And you're sitting there like, oh, this is a major plot point. So for them to show it in the way they did it, dope. Because once again, we know how Mike and Gus handle business. And when they showed it, it was just cool how they did it. How you can just see the light shining through the background and you can hear all the ambient noise out there. And then when my man gets sent back packing, he takes off the hood and it's a ticket in his pocket. He like, what the fuck? Yeah, ain't no more for us to talk about. And he don't know nothing about nothing, right? Go back to where you from. Yeah, this was good. Oh, and then Kim. Okay. So the first thing, Kim was doing that with the dude, with the young boy. That young boy is a piece of shit. And after she did what she did, I'm like, okay, she killing it, right? Like she was busting that DA's ass. Like she was playing no games. She told that dude, she said, oh, word? Like you're going to use statements that were taken before he was Mirandized? Oh, word? You know she's going to get in your ass. All right, good. We go take that if you want. And so she was beating him in the head. She said, listen, she kept drawing it down. She's like, you annoyed me. Right? So then we get to the second chick, and she does a great job. She helped her. Everybody deserves representation. I don't give a fuck what they did, right? Like, they deserve that. That's how we're going to do this, right? We found a way as humans. It's like best we can do, right? We ain't got no futuristic shit that could tell us who actually did some shit. It's the best we can do. Is the justice system. Now the justice system is fucked, but as far as representation goes, everybody deserves it. And so to see her doing that for someone who she cannot get out of going to jail, and she still goes, yeah, I'm here with you. That was dope. And then she gets the call from Paige. And what she did was like, at first, when I hear, some paperwork was sent and it was like fucked up, right? So I'm hearing that and I'm like, oh, she messed it up on purpose. That's my first thinking. But that's not the point of the scene. Who knows if she did or didn't, right? At the very least, absentmindedly, she messed up. Boy, she just hung up on Paige. Now that's where it's fucked up. And Paige was like, yo, listen, just like what I'm saying now, she's like, it's not about you messing up. You told us you were our one client. This can never happen again. And Kim says it won't ever happen again. And that makes me wonder if she's like, hey, I'm out of here. So it won't ever actually happen again. Yeah, man. Things are changing. And that's what I meant about the show is understated because it's episode 5, right? We at that midpoint. And this is a pretty big deal for like me and y'all who watch and like the show. We would like this. But if other people watch the show, in their mind, they'd be like, not that much really happened. But let's go to Howard. When you see Howard, as I said, I saw that photo and I was like, never mind that. And I'm glad that I saw it right now. It wasn't like in the next season because, like I said, as I'm looking up thumbnails for season 1, this is what came up. Even though I wasn't looking for that. That picture would keep coming up no matter what. And it was of Howard looking just messed up like that. And Howard was about to like talk. And in any other show, he'd have just talked and done all that. But recall what Kim did. That stuck with him also. And it's so fucked up that he feels any sort of guilt. He's not guilty at all in any of this. Right? Like he's not. Like he had a partner who was messed up mentally. And then he had a partner whose family member was like, you feel me? And then so when Kim did that to him, my man just internalizes this to the point where when faced by Jimmy, he could have just talked to Jimmy and they could have actually shared something. That's how it went in a regular show, right? But on this, he goes, I shared too much with you. And he bounces, basically. And then we see Jimmy tear that paper up. Like, Jimmy knows he needs help also, of course. Him and Kim have spoken about this. But Jimmy is not willing to accept that. But I feel like witnessing Howard makes him go over how his life is going to proceed, right? Hey, dope episode. Next episode.